It's Monday, June 2nd, and this is your Chapo. Joining Felix and I on today's program is the host of the Adam Friedland Show, Adam Friedland. Adam, how's it going?
Well,
it's good to have you back. A GQ, a Gentleman Quarterly on the program.
Yeah, okay. I just saw stuff. I got a real. I mean, I assume every group chat of every comedian is just having a great time with those pictures.
I thought they were good. I thought it was a good profile.
Yeah. Should be called Scoundrels Quarterly, right?
Just to kick things off on today's show, little bit of news that caught my eye before logging on today. It is the return of Biden spokes vampire Matt Miller. Did you see that this guy's cropped up back again in the news?
The rapper.
Yes. Mac Miller. Matt Miller. He did an interview with Sky News, and former Biden official Matthew Miller says Israel has without a doubt committed war crimes in Gaza. So speaking to the Trump 100 podcast, Matthew Miller, who is a State Department spokesperson, was the face and voice of the U.S. government's foreign policy under Mr. Biden, revealed disagreements and tensions and challenges within the former administration. He says it was without a doubt true that Israel has committed war crimes, that Israeli soldiers were not being held accountable, and that there were disagreements all along the way about how to handle policy, and that he would have wanted to have a better candidate than Mr. Biden for the 2024 election. Now, he sort of defends himself here by saying, quote, "Look, one of the things about being a spokesperson is you're not a spokesperson for yourself. You're a spokesperson for the president, the administration, and you espouse the positions of the administration. And when you're not in the administration, you can just give your own opinions." So I think it's safe to say he has been fully exonerated, and he was just simply doing his job.
Yeah, I mean, it is very revealing because it's like for the people that, I didn't know he had come back to life, Mac Miller, and descended to this position. For the people that Mac Miller knows, this is exonerating. Of course, yeah,
Brandon.
You if you're working for Brandon, yeah, of course you would say all these things that aren't true. I'm just doing my job is completely exculpatory for them.
And I wonder, what's his current job? Is what he's saying on this podcast a reflection of their priorities or what? Or is this his point of view?
He's he's streaming on Kick now.
Yeah.
He's a gambling streamer.
He has a steak deal.
Yeah. He has a steak deal, and he also runs the gimmick account, Asian People Wildest Moments.
That it is good. He co-runs it with the libs of TikTok, I thought.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, they have the same management.
We all?
Yeah, I mean, we're all under the same management.
She's with Ceausescu's guy, right?
Yeah, Ceausescu's guy who founded the account Filipinos Going Savage.
No, that was Wardell.
Oh, yeah.
When I said Brandon, I realized you thought I meant Joe Brandon, but I meant Wardell.
I caught that, Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
With the late rapper.
Yeah. Well, speaking of rappers, this is actually a good segue to another sort of quick hit that I saw before coming on the show today. This is one of my favorite genres of story where former members of the mafia weigh in on issues of morality. This is the headline from worldstar.com, one of my favorite news sources. Ex-mafioso Sammy The Bull says that Diddy needs to have his brains blown out, calls his freak-offs pure evil, and says he would be killed if he were in the mafia. I just love a guy who killed people for money weighing in on whether someone else is pure evil or not.
Yeah.
Sammy The Bull killed 30 people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what publication is this for? Sorry, I didn't hear.
World Star.
Okay, I was about to say, why is Financial Times asking Sammy The Bull what he said, But I get it makes sense that I mean, you watch Vlad TV and all those channels.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, all the interviews that aren't with Boozy, it's just interviewing mafia turncoats. And I get those are the only people that will always pick up when they're hey, I'm revealing more mob secrets, or here's what I think about Diddy.
Yeah, I kind of had to put on the dress when I took those pictures, so I kind of understand a little bit what they must have been going through at the freak offs.
But and this is like obviously Diddy's legal woes have led people to speculate that Donald Trump may pardon him because they were good friends. Wasn't Diddy on The Apprentice?
And Trump did say I might pardon him.
Why not?
Yeah.
Just why the hell not at this point?
But this is sort of like like Trump coming up this week. He also pardoned what is it? The GD guy, Larry Hoover.
He commuted Larry Hoover's sentence.
He commuted his sentence.
Oh,
no,
maybe,
the real.
maybe.
Well, Kanye had that
Drake.
concert for him. Yeah, him and Drake.
And we all made fun of him at the time because
not
we were like,
me. I took it seriously.
I mean, you were right. Well, all of us, me and the other members of the BD Street Gang.
Oh, in the wild hundreds.
Yeah. I was over there watching. We were like, what is this going to do to free Larry Hoover? What
it was like a
idiot.
Chicago murders. You, Tim Pool, the BDs.
Yeah. It was
the rest of the Chicago crew.
It was, me and all the other people who knew Vaughn, me and Tim Pool, the only white boys in the building. And we were like, Larry Hoover isn't getting out from this, but look what happened.
And through Trump, all things are possible. But he also committed the like some federal gun charge for NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah, which raises. I mean, he might like pardon Lil Durk for the least careful murder for hire scheme ever. I mean, why not?
Wait, remind me again? What did Lil Durk do? Like he hired someone to kill someone and like did it all over text messages, or just
he like
took out a billboard. Like, are you a professional assassin?
Yeah. He set up these like interstate murder for hires and was like no even attempt at a code. It was like, hey, did you shoot that guy that I paid you for?
Social security
you had no trouble.
Number.
You had no trouble getting the guns in California where I sent you, right? But I mean, like, why? Like, who cares? Why not?
I really don't care about him. I mean, he's cool. It's cool. I'm a hip hop head. So is Felix. I mean, he respects the culture. He's good for the culture. Is it?
Yeah.
Honestly, like, speaking of World Star, that is kind of how I follow public sentiment. Like,
it's through World Star videos.
I knew that Kamala was cooked from the comments on World Star Instagram. Yeah, I knew she was done. And then also the Kanye, like with the anti-Semitism, people were like, "He's an artist. Let him speak his truth." And then when the cousin thing dropped, people are like, "I can't with Kanye no more." So that's kind of how I track. It's kind of my I'm like my Frank Luntz kind of system.
No, it's a pretty good. It's a pretty good system, honestly. Yeah. Lil Durk, like just some background on his case. So the O Block murder case, the O Block Rico.
Oh, like the back of my hand.
Well, okay, that shooting that happened in 2020 in Chicago, and it was a big deal because it happened on the Gold Coast, which is like. It's sort of like the Upper East Side. Yeah.
The Oprah part.
Yeah. So they found out that like O Block, which is like King Von was a part of. Lil Durk he didn't grow up there, but he was like affiliated with those guys. And the speculation was that like for years that he like supplied guns to these guys and shit. People would say like, I don't know how he hasn't been indicted yet. But around that time when all these guys he knew and like, people speculated about were getting federal sentences. He was like, I'm a Muslim now. I think I'm going to get my degree actually now. And it was like the most
degree in Muslim?
No, degree in high school, which is a prerequisite to get your Muslim degree.
Good on him.
I mean, it seemed like it was
the 5 pillars: geometry, biology, AP history.
It was like he was doing the stuff you do in prison, like before, like it's a vaccine.
right.
I saw it. Did you see that video of King Von being like, I'm gay. Can you protective custody. Yeah, if you tell them you're gay, you get to go into the gay part of the prison, which is I would do even before I got to prison. It seems so mean in there and scary. And he was like laughing while he was saying it. Is this making the episode? The hip hop corner?
Well, yeah, of course.
We have I love it actually.
I saw some commentary on this by people who had been to Cook County jail, and
Rob Blagojevich.
No, he was in federal
Common.
Possibly Common. Yeah. They were like, this is a good, like if your op is in PC, you should do this.
Oh, to get the guy in the gay bar.
Yeah.
Like, how do they determine if you're gay or not? You just like, I mean,
just have to say
take your
you're
word
gay.
for it. You just have to say
Yeah,
it.
I mean, it's not like the Turkish military where you have to take a video.
Yeah.
I've always said I would just if I was being beaten up and used as a fleshlight, I would tattle. I mean, I don't understand why that's not like a more common thing.
I mean, a lot of guys do tattle, but then you're just like you're still in prison.
Yeah, so there has to be something in the rules against using me as a fleshlight.
I mean, there is.
I don't know. I haven't read the rule
They're
book.
not like very good at protecting those guys.
Oh, you don't know me. I would tattle all the way to the warden. I was thinking the other day about like, what if my aunt was a hostage on October 7th and it literally October 8th, it would have been over the war. She's that annoying. It's funny. Also, they did send back the old ladies first. And can you I mean, sorry, I don't. Listen, I don't want to, Hamas is not funny to me, okay? I've said this plenty of times.
Yes.
But sending back the old Jewish ladies first, they must have been like being so annoying when they were
I don't know. Did you see that video where like the Qassam fighters are like taking pictures with that old lady? Like they
they gave her a Zan. She was barred out. It was sick. She was like, "You guys are great boys." She was like goofed. Yeah, she was taking sticks. I've said this before, but I want to make a movie about like just Ohio State kind of a Felix kind of guy those kind of guys he likes that like hears that you get pussy and it's free if you go on birthright, so he lies, and then he goes to the Burning Man next to the Warsaw Ghetto thing, and then he gets kidnapped by Hamas, and he's like, "Yo, I'm just here to get. I heard it was free, and I was trying to get pussy. I'm not even Jewish.
I don't even like the music.
It'd be a good movie." And then Hamas is like, "Okay, we need you to be double agent for us." He's like, "Of course, dude. I don't even like Jewish people." He sends him. Then the Israelis intercept him. They're like, "We need you to be a double agent for us."
Oh,
double
So
cross.
then they
double
send
cross.
him back. They said, and he's like, "Dude, can I just fucking go, dude? I didn't even. I was just trying to get pussy for free from Sheldon Adelson." This is so annoying, dude. I'd like it. Yeah. So they sent him back, and then it kind of in an Ishtar way. Like, yeah, he accidentally solves the, but it would never get made in this current climate. It's my big idea for a movie.
Yeah.
I get laughed out of meetings. They won't even let me take the Fiji water. Listen, sir, I'm the millennial Jon Stewart. Oh my God. I didn't even say that. I have higher aspirations than Jon Stewart. I want to be the millennial fucking,
Larry King.
No, like Bill Maher, maybe.
Bill Maher? Yeah.
Yeah. You fool.
Did you guys see that Club Random is shutting down?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, talk about things
Yeah.
like not being appreciated in their time.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because of what? The woke?
I just think I think they like overexpanded. I think there were too many Club Random podcasts.
I love him so much. I can't. I need to chill with Felix. You're gonna say no, but we have to chill with him.
No, I agree.
No, you're gonna bail. I know
No,
you're gonna bail at the last second. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be at a freak off with Bill. I'm gonna be like, here's the address, and then Felix doesn't show up all night.
That's never happened.
And they're gonna put the dress on me. You're gonna abandon. I'm gonna be wearing the dress, and it's gonna be me and Uncle Phil from or what's it called? Carl Winslow from Family Matters.
I don't think. I don't think
Reginald Val Johnson.
I don't think Bill would put the dress on. I think they would tell it. They would tell him like you have to like put the dress on the next up and coming.
He's the most powerful man in Hollywood. You have no idea.
No, he would be like, I think the brothers have been through enough.
Haven't the brothers been through enough?
The brothers have been through enough.
Apparently, his
worrying
cock is
about
like,
if their ass looks.
Apparently,
big,
he has the biggest penis of all time.
That's not surprising.
Which is so awesome. It's so awesome to think about him having that in his pants and just being like, "No, of course, you peasant. Of course, no babies have died in Gaza." You fool.
Did you guys see Jake Tapper on Real Time with Bill Maher over the weekend?
I'm trying to get him so bad for the show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it's weird. It's sort of I sort of feel like everyone got the same talking points about Gaza because, like, not in terms of policy, but in terms of public opinion, there does seem to be like sort of a crack up in the glacier here with like some governments and people who are like being like, it kind of seems like they're doing the G word. But Jake Tapper's take on it
God?
is that
What's the G word? What are you talking
genocide.
about? Who, Hamas?
Yeah,
What
well,
are you talking about?
them
Well, I
among
can't
other
even follow.
parties.
You're speaking in code. So Tapper said it's G?
No, Tapper did not say it G. He was saying it's the opposite, and he said
He's
that
Z. He went Z.
What if you let him finish what he's telling
I'm
you?
just
and then
I'm
you
just
would
having
know?
I'm goofing as if I've never heard of the war.
Will's trying to tell you, and you're like, wait,
Felix,
who's
I was
Jake
10 minutes
Tapper?
late. I was 10 minutes late, and you didn't allow me to get water. You're basically Jeff Bezos. I'm basically an Amazon facility.
You walked in your apartment.
I was in Stavi's world. I'm at the studio right now of where I work and I live. Thank you. I won that argument. Will, go ahead. What's going on in Israel right now? Sorry. I'm being a dickhead.
All right. I'm moving on to the next story. I'm moving on to the next
what did Tapper say?
Tapper just said he was like, the problem is that everyone sees Israel-Palestine, or like college students. The problem with them is that they see Israel-Palestine in this like enforced dichotomy between oppressor and oppressed.
I can't believe
and that's why it makes them so agitated about this, because they see Israel as oppressors and Palestinians as the oppressed. And like the talking point goes that like this is sort of like a Marxist dialectic way of looking at the world, and like you have to divide everyone into the oppressor and the oppressed, and that means you can kill the oppressor.
It's true.
Like,
people
but like I don't know. I mean,
Nicole Brown Simpson as someone who's been stabbed to death, but
right.
In fact, that's a Marxist dialectical. If you read theory, in fact, O.J. Simpson is the one oppressed by his wife hanging out with a waiter.
Well, I mean, like, I
Goldman.
I don't know what the argument, like, is it implying like that there isn't oppression going on there, or the oppression only goes one way and it's Palestinians who are oppressing Israel?
It's like a replay of that. Like, remember when before they settled on like DEI, how they talked about like critical race theory all the time.
Yes, yeah,
true.
Yeah, it's sort of like a replay of that, where it's like, oh, it's this like fucked up view of the world where like some people are oppressors and some people aren't. Which, I mean, it seems to like fly in the face of how they talk about things. I mean, they're saying that also you'll be killed if you're a Jewish college student at Columbia. So is that like oppressor? Like what is it?
Yeah.
I mean, like, is the argument that there is no oppression going on in the occupied territories, or just that we shouldn't care about it?
I think it's one of those things. It's a mix of we shouldn't care about it and like, oh, really? You learned the history. They always extend the time of the conflict. You're learning the history of a 10,000-year-old conflict from a TikTok.
That's the best one.
And breaking it down into oppressors and oppressees.
Yeah, this is so old. You have no idea. You have to learn. They didn't just arrive at the end of the 19th century. No. This has been happening for 50,000 years. There were dinosaurs that were Palestinians.
Yeah.
Well, Marco Rubio said
predates humanity. There were chimps fighting over this.
There were Jewish chimps.
Marco Rubio said this week that that America wouldn't exist without Israel.
Marco Rubio said that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God, Felix, we're fucked. Felix, I still think about that conversation we had about they're gonna take white away from us, and it's all Will's fault. And I know that I'm sucking up to you now to get back in your good graces because I cut Will off on his story, but we're gonna lose white, and we're gonna be literally like old men. We're gonna have to learn how to not be white. It stinks.
I mean, well, by then it won't matter for us, but
yeah, of course it'll matter.
Maybe, I don't know.
I've dreamed of not being white. Now it would be a waste.
yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, why wasn't this happening when I was in middle school?
Yeah,
that's what I'll think.
We could have been in freestyle club.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We could have been doing. Yeah, we could have been battling with Eli.
Well, a different world. I don't know. I think that like European anti-Semitism is too. It's like there's too much like reading for Americans, but I do think that like there is some effect when like the official message of this government is like the government shouldn't help you do anything. It's funny when people die in plane crashes. If you're on Social Security, go fuck yourself. We don't owe you anything. But also, if a Jew ever feels like kind of nervous, we have to send in like the FBI. If you're like a guy in North Dakota, like a 19-year-old in North Dakota, and you see that, like, what do you think?
Yeah, it sounds.
If you're watching, Marco Rubio say America wouldn't exist without Israel, you would start. There's a good chance you would start thinking like Turner Diary things, right?
Or like, why do we let Bibi just do open mic night in the middle of our government whenever he wants to? What other country do they let the guy talk at the government
and you get yelled at if you don't go? Like if they were like, you skipped the speech of the president of Azerbaijan.
Well, yeah.
What's wrong with you?
To be mean to the current president too, to fuck with like Obama and Biden. He just comes out like it's the Apollo. But he did drop that one fire bar last time. You could tell Jerry's writing for him now.
Wait, what was the bar? What was it?
They say gays for Hamas. What? That's like saying chickens for KFC.
Holy shit! I bet Seinfeld did write that.
That is so Jerry.
I mean, that sounds like Jerry. Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
That'd be funny if Michael Richards was writing for him at his speech to Congress.
It'd be better if Michael Rappaport was writing for him.
That would be a great speech. Yo, what up, God? That's how he starts.
Yeah, BB's saying dead ass on God type shit. Hamas, October 7th type shit. The Hamas, October 7th type shit was 50,000 9/11s combined type shit.
Hamas committed 50,000 rapes against fine shit. That was at the concert.
Yeah. I got another story here. I didn't get a chance to get to this story on our last show, but it is pretty astonishing. Are you guys familiar with that Italian guy who was tortured in Soho for like 2 weeks and then like escaped nude onto the streets of Lower Manhattan?
Oh yeah, that is a nightmare of mine, having to escape somewhere nude.
Yeah, it's like an anxiety dream. But no,
oh my God.
So apparently, like he was tortured by these like crypto guys who like kidnapped him and like tried to get his password for his like crypto wallet from him. But but the headline here is NYPD detectives on Eric Adams' security detail may be tied to crypto millionaire torture case.
So far, says, I'm voting for him again.
2 members of the NYPD, including a detective in Mayor Adams' security detail, have been placed on modified duty this week after links surfaced to 2 crypto businessmen charged with kidnapping an Italian tourist earlier this month. Sources close to the case tell News 4. Sources familiar with the case say NYPD brass learned the detective assigned to protect Adams had provided security at the Prince Street townhouse in Nolita, where crypto businessmen John Waltz and William Duplessis allegedly tortured and held captive an Italian tourist for 17 days. Sources believe the detective working off duty for the 2 crypto businessmen also picked up the Italian tourist from the airport earlier this month. So, I mean, the case here seems to be that like an NYPD detective was moonlighting as security for these like crypto sharks, and then escorted this Italian guy from the airport to his kidnapping, essentially.
Oh man, I really feel like, think how bad you feel when you get out of an airport and then immediately you're naked and getting beaten.
I feel those guys too, by businessmen.
It's one thing to get beaten by like heavies, like a mafia guy, but like a business guy, God. I'm not going to say no one's had it worse than this guy, but it's pretty bad.
It's the worst. It's pretty much the worst. Besides how Felix and I have it currently as Jews in this country, it's the second worst.
Well, I mean,
businessmen, they keep calling them.
But I mean, like they held this guy for over 2 weeks, and apparently he didn't crack. Christ. Apparently he didn't give them the password, which is like,
really,
like casino. I knew you would have squealed by now.
This guy.
yeah.
Wait, so he was I feel like I need more info. He was a random tourist, but they knew.
No, he was not a random tourist. No. He was a crypto whale, and I guess they maybe got wind that he was traveling with like, I don't know, like a flash drive with like millions of dollars on it, but they just need like a password to just take the money. So that's why they were torturing him, like for his password. Like
It's like Pokemon is now money. It's like I don't know.
yeah, that's what I was thinking about. This is like
It's just
imagine
for Pokemon.
Yeah, imagine having like tens of millions of dollars just like on a flash drive, and the only thing stopping someone from just putting in their pocket is like your password. I mean, like, your ATM number is one thing, but that's not like tens of millions of dollars in your checking account.
Right. It's not all your money.
Yeah, it's not all your money. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
And you can only take out so much money. Imagine like some guys have like tortured you for your ATM code. They take you to an ATM and then you have to like withdraw millions of dollars in increments of $200.
Before before it became really easy to buy crypto in the last decade or so,
you had to go like pedophile part of the internet.
Yeah. Well, you have to go to a website called like Mount Gox, and it's like that's embarrassing for everyone. But one way I heard that like there were some cartels that would like transfer or like hold large sums of money in like Counter-Strike skin lockers. So like someone's been tortured for their Steam password the same way, probably.
Well, it says in the story that he did give up the password after his weeks-long ordeal. So I mean,
so he's a pussy.
I would have cracked a lot earlier. I would have cracked a lot earlier than him. But the article also says it is not unusual for members of the NYPD to moonlight on outside security jobs while off duty. It's like,
really?
Shouldn't that be like illegal or something? Shouldn't you have to like officially retire from the force before you can start being like a private police officer for criminals?
Yeah, it's one thing to like work security for like a bar or even like an actual company, but like if you're like, hey, I'm just security for this guy, that's just you're a hired goon.
Yeah, that's just like being
how
in
many
a gang.
guys are getting paid to be hired goons like this?
I
economy's rough out there, but it says boom times for goons.
It's good for gooners. For Arsenal, dude. Can you apologize for that Arsenal? It's not it. The gooner joke is. It seemed like you're having so much fun with it, but it means a lot to me.
I haven't done that in years.
Sorry. Okay, well,
I never even made fun of them.
I just
said I'm a gooner, and then like
Adam, we're all bloody gooners for life, Adam.
Thank you, Will.
And it was
Will's
before
sports guy too. You should have been the first to stand up for me, while Felix was gooning on. He was being.
I don't think this is ever an attack on Arsenal supporters, Adam.
Now these children think that it means masturbating your penis, and
okay. The last time I told that joke, it was years before gooning meant jacking.
It seemed
off.
like it was so fun though. I
was having fun.
I was like, I wish this wasn't hurting my feelings.
Why did it hurt your feelings?
Because I care so much about this, but
I'm not.
It's so embarrassing. It's being an American soccer fan it's the worst kind of guy you could be. No, it's like being a Ted Lasso. It's like being just sending the worst gift to a work reply all. Like just the most awful guy in the world at like someone that's like, what are we doing? Say like a guy that's like hump day, almost there. That guy is an American soccer fan.
When I was 19, I would stay home from parties so I could watch Yushin Okami fight in Hamburg, Germany.
What is that? Oh,
exactly.
MMA?
Yeah.
Well, you were right about now the most popular. The thing that gets
sucks now. It's never been worse.
MMA is bad now.
It sucks now. Terrible.
Really? What happened?
Well,
they got rid of all the wokes.
I mean, kind of, but no, it's a long story. But basically, the way that they do sponsorships and the sheer volume of UFC events per year means that there's no more middle class of talent, like guys who would probably never contend for a title, but were exciting and could make a good living through sponsors.
Yeah.
We made fun of the guys who had they would wear shorts with condomdepot.com plastered across their ass. But that was like, most fighters are never going to fight for a championship, but like all the guys, there used to be tons of fighters who were they were outside of the top 10, but they were gatekeepers to the gatekeepers, and they had tons of fans.
Stepping stones.
Yeah. And they could make decent money through sponsors. And then they got rid of that.
I have in now with that because my friend Steiny from the Nelk Boys is friends with Dana White. I had him on my show. This fellow Steiny, that's on the Nelk Boys, the Full Send podcast, and he was at UFC ringside with Dana White, and he's had Trump 4 times on his podcast. That's what are we doing with our lives?
Well, I mean, he should be, if he wants to save MMA, he should aggravate Dana's Meniere's disease.
What's that?
I used to think it was totally made up because a bunch of like
Meniere?
Meniere's disease.
It's like a Lena Dunham thing.
Well, that's what it used to be like when you would make fun of a guy online who said they were a veteran. They'd be like, I actually have Meniere's disease for my service. So I thought it was like, chronic fatigue syndrome for men. But it's apparently a real thing, and Dana White has it, and it just sounds like being hungover all the time, which maybe he is, but maybe it can be provoked, and we can save MMA. I don't know.
I can maybe see if Steiny could put you in touch. He's very close with this Dana White.
Dana White would go, you fucking goofball, and hang up on me. That's what he calls people he doesn't like.
Goofball is sick.
Yeah, he's been calling people.
It's like calling someone a bum.
Yeah, he's like, you're a fucking goof.
It's funny to call like a lady politician a bum. It seems a little misogynistic, but you can't explain why. You're like, Pelosi, you fucking bum. It's funny, right?
Yeah, she's a bozo, a bum.
A bum. Yeah, like you're on the bleachers at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Anyway, cut that, because I now have a responsibility to society, so you can cut that bum part.
I don't like. I've asked you this before because you're talking about your new friend from the Nelk Boys, but I don't think I.
What do you mean new friend? You're like, I can make him your friend too.
You called him your new friend.
Well, he is a new friend, but the way Will said it was as if like, oh, I've moved on.
No.
I want us all to be friends. I want you, me, Steve will do it. Felix, if he wants to show up, freak off.
Oh, fuck off.
What do you mean fuck off?
I show up to most things.
I'm teasing. Okay, go ahead.
Adam, you're my best friend. The Nelk Boy is your new friend. I don't think we need to gauge levels of friendship here. But like, well, I guess my point is, I was asking is like, I know you've explained this to me, and I guess I'm going to do it again for the benefit of our listeners. I still don't really understand who the Nelk Boys are. I know they're very influential. I know they do crazy numbers. They've had Trump,
know
as you said,
now. I know everything.
They've had Trump on 4 times, and I guess I'm just wondering, like, as you've described it to me, it's like a podcast with guys who get drunk with each other. Are they drinking on air?
Well, it started as prank content, and then it became lifestyle content. It was started by Kyle Forgard and Jesse. And Jesse left because he got sober. And it's tough to be around that group if you're a sober gentleman. That's what
I bet it was a lot like some kind of monster, the Metallica documentary.
Exactly. If you can't fully send it, like, that's part of your responsibility and your job, right? But then the prank content there was a podcast that started around COVID time, 2020, called the Full Send Podcast. And they've had, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. They've had the president, they've had JD Vance. Dana White is a champion of theirs.
I think it's so interesting. Steve will do it. He used to.
He's phenomenal. This guy. Well, I love him.
I knew about him before because he would be in FaZe Banks' vlogs, and he was just like, FaZe Banks did treat him like a medieval buffoon. Like he was just this like oaf that FaZe Banks kept around, where he's like, hey, check this out. This guy will drink an entire handle of vodka.
Yeah, it was a lot of chugging content. A lot of chugging content. And then
he wasn't in FaZe. He was just like, FaZe Banks was the king, and this was his jester.
So yeah,
he shoots with a crossbow. And then Steve became like a real person with a bank account.
Steve is he's the talent of that world. He's tremendous. I think he's like the right wing Hassan. That's at least makes sense to me in my mind. And guess what? He's having a lot better of a time. I'll tell you that. But no. But
are they actually are they right wing, or do they just have right wing guests on? Or are they just kind of like they're guys who just sort of absorb politics by?
Listen, the truth is this, guys. The three of us were losers, right? We liked politics as kids, and we got called gay for it, and it needs to go back to that, right?
Not the Tony private schools that I went to, Adam.
Everyone likes politics now, right? And
yeah.
So these guys are like, because they have a platform, they've now, I mean, what it did more for Trump to do fucking Full Send podcast 3 times than for Kamala to have Oprah to have Beyonce, but they didn't have enough money for her to sing. I mean, like, think about it that way. Like, it makes it more pathetic what's happening on the other side, to be honest with you, that they haven't figured out that you have to chill You have to crack a Happy Dad, which is their brand of hard seltzer, which we bought. I bought $300 of Happy Dad on DoorDash before Steiny came, and yeah, I mean that's what's interesting about the show in general with me is that I've made a living online for 9 years, but I don't really know much. Like I kind of like know a little bit, but I'm not like deep in like what things are. Like when I had that guy Destiny, I was like I didn't understand that this was a world of arguments, like debating on Twitch.
His life fell apart after he was on the edit. Not that I'm saying
it's another Bam Margera situation. I mean, it's a classic Bam Margera. It's a classic Margera.
Similar.
No, I mean, but for me, it's like I remember I was like telling, like people were talking to me and honestly, I did it partially out of spite because people were talking to me. They're like, "You have no idea what you've done. You've like awoken a giant." I think I was like, "What is this?" These are people that have these are It's the celebrity, an arguing celebrity.
Yeah, it's really big for people who like, you know, when you see a post on Twitter where it's like my political evolution, age 11 social democrat, age 12 fascist, age 13 integralist, age 14 Maoist. Like the people who
have I think he's brought a lot of people away from Peterson. I think that's
well, a lot of his fans are like 16-year-olds who are like, well, you guessed it, I've changed religions for a third and final time.
Yeah,
I'm now a Unitarian.
Yeah. I think, which I don't, whatever. Just because like I don't understand this, and then I do like research for 2 weeks. It's like for me, I still kind of like approaching it as an outsider. I have a lot of like internet people that are coming on this season, and it's just like my initial reaction is always like, if the show is put in a time capsule and then taken out in 50 years time, I want people to be like, it's really that was fucking gay. And I know I'm on Chap. I can't say that. What's a word I can say?
It's those just say it's whack.
Whack isn't good. There has to be something.
No, it's not. It's not very good.
Really, it stinks. It like they weren't embarrassed of themselves. That's kind of I think has some merit to it in a loose sense, where it's like if I can kind of just have it speak to that would be worthwhile. That feels.
Well, Adam, I mean, like you mentioned that, like Trump going on the Full Send podcast 4 times probably did more for him than all of the earned media that Kamala did, or just any of like the traditional media sort of stovepipe to like talk to the public and talk to your voters, create a public perception about yourself, a brand in like the public consciousness. One of the stories we've been covering on this show over the last couple of weeks is like there've been a spate of articles and like announcements from the Democratic Party and their like official, sort of think tanks and organs that they're going to be investing money into like how to go viral like online and how to like attract specifically young men with like content that speaks to them, and like they're like, yeah, we need to be less scolding and like morally hectoring young men, and we need to like do cool stuff like drink beer and stuff. So like Adam, like this is, I'm just wondering like in your interactions with like the young male influencer sphere, like what do you think the Democrats are missing that Trump does so well here? Is it just like,
I have way more respect for those guys than the Democrats at this point. I mean, I just what's apparent with kind of like the MMA kind of nootropic side of the internet is that they're just like fucking. There's no like ideological kind of project. The truth is this: Democrats can't say a bunch of shit. There's like a ton of shit you can't say if you're a Democrat, right? So Republicans can say whatever they want. And that's why they've won online, And,
like what's so big?
We're not for me. We're not for me and you fellas. We're the last people. We're the last bastion of sanity in this fucking world.
But Democrats, I mean that it's. I think more than anything, it's that they can't they're unable to have patter. Like Trump can talk about like things in the news or pop culture and have like a patter to it because he's able to make jokes about it or give his opinion. Every time that you've seen Kamala or really any Democrat on something like The Breakfast Club or something like that, everything is so non-committal in a way that's like antithetical to that type of content.
I don't know. Pete kind of smashed it on Schultz, though, right? Pete low-key smashed it.
All his
I'm
boosters
serious.
are
I'm not
saying
even
that,
joking. I was like, I'm not even joking. I was like, this is the best a Democrat has ever. This is the best Pete's ever done. He's gonna get caught in a closeted straight scandal, though.
Well,
no, but think about it this way. Here's a better example. Like Zuckerberg during COVID was doing all that like fake news censorship about like the vaccine and like rates of the whatever.
Yeah.
He had that like congressional hearing and the stock price plummeted, right? So then he got muscles in a chain, and like all the guys that were like, you're an enemy of free speech are like, you're fucking sick now. But it's like, obviously like there's an incentive or there's like a benefit, it's like it's better for his business, right? I mean, like, I asked Steiny that. I was like, but like, what do you fucking owe this guy if he's just trying to use you? And he's like, dude, it'll do fucking numbers, dude. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much right. I mean, do fucking numbers, dude.
Well, I mean, like, to your point, like, I think this speaks to a dynamic where, like, I really think like the people who run the Democratic Party and like their most motivated voters and like the media that speaks to them, like it is from top to bottom, all produced by people who got like perfect scores on the SATs and were like really like good at doing homework, like smart in the traditional sense. Like I don't mean this as a value judgment, but like they don't know how to talk to stupid people. And I'm not using stupid as an insult here. I'm using it as a compliment.
People.
They loathe stupid people. They loathe people like
Trump won because the voters are so stupid, which like drives me nuts. It's like they're acting like they were molested in the election. And there's no concept of like representational democracy. It's like that they were hurt, they were abused by the voters. It's repulsive. Beyond that, they're just like that. It's reprehensible to me that they think that Oprah at a rally is like what the world is. That's
like,
really what.
Like I said, like one side is like people who they loathe stupid and lazy people, and like let's be honest, most people are stupid and lazy. I'm including myself in that category.
Most people are chill, dude.
I mean, like I think being stupid and lazy is part of being chill. Personally.
Most people are probably just watching Disney Plus. That's probably just what the reality is. Like most people like don't have money, but there's enough Disney Plus. There's enough Andor.
I've been thinking about this because like I engaged with some sort of market focused abundance YIMBY people online this week, and I realized that like they're just like, look at this guy, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And like I don't.
Is it your fault because Ezra canceled? I was supposed to have Ezra.
No, I did not. I did not do anything with Ezra.
Thanks a lot, Will.
They just send me graphs, and I just think it's like it's obvious to me that like the political side that's winning is the one where top to bottom the people in charge of it and running it and voting for it are like all on like uppers. Or like they're just like having a good time. They're on meth. Like they can say and do it what they
want. At the Heritage Foundation, they all got A's too, right?
I don't right. That's what
Stephen
I'm saying.
Miller got A's.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Politics is all on every side filled with like overachievers who aren't necessarily smart. If they were at the highest end of like book smart, they would be designing seeker heads or doing high frequency trading. But they're just like below that level.
They're too ugly, probably.
Right, and they're hideous.
They're busted.
Right, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I do think like there is something true to the idea that like Democrats, they had this like there was this like vice grip over culture for the longest time, and they sort of confused that for like enduring popular support. Well, like, what do you mean? Everyone loves this. They're fucking. We're telling jokes about incels on She-Hulk.
That's so mean.
But now, like that exact same thing is happening on the right wing side, and it started with Twitter. Like the same exact phenomenon where you buy Twitter or you have Twitter and you curate everything. So it amplifies everything on your side and you go, well, look at that. Like everyone loves this shit. The same thing is happening now on the right wing side. And I think like any
they're doing Clapter. They're doing Kate McKinnon.
Right. Right.
They're
right.
like they are like doing the same thing that the Democrats were doing.
Right. Like, obviously, I think like the Democratic Party as an institute, like there was any type of like meritocracy or sense of right and wrong, it would be defunct as a party. It would not be able to come back after Gaza, after Biden, after all those Matt Miller press briefings. But I don't see the other side as particularly more canny.
Yeah.
I mean, this is again, like people are talking about this election like it was this fucking 1988 landslide, and it was a cost of living year where they beat Kamala Harris, one of the shittiest candidates I've ever seen, by like what 1.2 points in the pot. Like it's just a game of who gets to hold the flaming bag of shit last, and that bag of shit being the U.S. consumer economy right at the end of our prestige, right as we are no longer able to scare people into our terms, and right as we have disgraced ourselves on a world stage, and I don't see one side or the other as having one set of answers or not to their cultural insights into voters. Like they're both guilty of this thing where it's like, oh, we won the last election, so that's a vindication of us doing things exactly how we want to do them all the time.
Right. One thing is, though, far be it for me to compliment the fascist in chief. And again, guys, I will not rest until he is in prison. Okay? That's just I will destroy him through the Jewish talk show on YouTube.com that I've done 5 episodes of. His days are numbered. But Trump realized like early on, like he went on Stern almost 100 times, right? And polite society was like, this is smut and this is crap. And he was like, no, this is a massive audience, right? If anything, he was kind of the one that figured it out. I've been going back through.
What out? That, like, then is Anna Nicole Smith a genius? Like, what are we talking about here?
Well, figured out how to make The Apprentice into the #1 rated show behind the Super Bowl. He's not a real estate genius. He's not a business genius. He's from TV, right? And yes, the Nelk Boys full send appearance model is a product of that, right? Is a product of the fact that Stern had him on like almost 100 times, and Donald Trump called like
but
said
like,
he was buying the Miss International or what's it Miss Universe tournament.
If Donald Trump won because he went on the Nelk Boys,
no, I'm not saying
that. Joe Biden win because he went on the Breakfast Club. Like, do you see what I'm saying here? It's just it is the thing that everyone does, where just the last thing that was in front of you is the key to everything.
Well, there is a merit to the size, the amount of people that are
sure.
So like Joe's getting 10 times more than Anderson Cooper, right? It's a bigger audience. That's all. I'm not saying that.
It's not a
Stern,
detriment.
I'm not saying Stern was because he was a scoundrel. Like no, he had a huge audience, and everyone was like, oh, this gentleman peddles in smut. That like polite society looked down on it, and he was like, no, fuck it. I'm gonna go on and like market the shit out of my like fights at my casino and my fucking TV show where Meatloaf has to make a business or something. You know, I mean that's all I'm saying, right? Like he's just recognized like, oh, this is what people.
Or you could look at it in the way that he occupied this certain area of American culture for a very long time, and for most of that time, he was as far away from, legitimacy as someone could be. But then eventually things shook out in such a way that there was no longer all the institutional safeguards had rotted away. They had traded away their legitimacy for short-term gain, similar to how they did under Biden. That things,
again, he didn't want to be the president.
It wasn't that he rose to where they are. It's more that like
he's a mirror. He's a symptom. He's not a mastermind. He's a product of both political parties. Like, yeah, he's a product of a fucking guy from Skull and Bones and Yale putting on a Carhartt and eating like a fried butter, right?
Right.
They're like playing to these popular sentiments, but like then they kind of. You remember like during 2016, like Reince Priebus would just keep throwing up one of them. he'd be like lying Ted or like little Marco, like this is your week, please try. And he was just smacking. It was the best TV show of all time. I miss it so much. I mean, it was incredible. But I was saying this earlier, but there was like a moment where I was like, oh, this is different. When like, I think lying Ted was like, how can anyone vote for you when you gave Hillary money? And he was like, yeah, I'm rich. I give everyone money. And it was like a moment where it's like, oh, yes. I'm not saying Donald Trump is a genius, but it was like, oh, yeah, we all know that, but they never say it, right?
Right. No, yeah. I think that he absolutely, I'll be the first to say that he had like incredible instincts specifically for the time that he actually chose to run.
Correct. They lost control. And he's from TV. Again, he didn't want to be the president. He was renegotiating with Jeff Zucker for the new season of Apprentice. It's the funniest thing that's ever happened ever. It is the funny, and we were together that night. It is the funniest thing of all time. And Matt was screaming at fucking what's his name? Podesta.
John Podesta.
Yeah, Podesta.
Yeah.
Matt said they're gonna blame us for this.
No, Matt was like,
what?
Matt was like, Chapo's over, dude. We're the fucking Daily Show now. We have to be the fucking Daily Show now. And I was like, no, dude, you get to.
You were like, listen,
this is good for you.
Star in Hollywood.
This is great for you. Come to my
Hollywood
freak
Walk
off.
of Stars.
I'm taking you to a freak off.
You
right
have to go
now.
to Bill Cosby's star.
I didn't say I. You know that people say that Carl Winslow was at one of the freak offs.
Carl Winslow,
Who's
Reginald
saying
Val
this?
Johnson,
the dad from Family Matters.
Yes,
and then McClane's partner from Die Hard.
Exactly.
Who's saying this?
A trusted source, Jake Tapper.
Oh wow! I got to start watching the show.
Apparently, someone walked in on allegedly Puffy having sex with Carl Winslow from Family.
I don't believe.
I don't believe that. Sources on this.
Why would Tapper lie after all this? Why would he lie?
I know this is probably well-trod material for the show, but there's another big New York Times piece this week about Elon Musk and his drug habits. And it's got some pretty choice stuff in it. And I guess I'd like to preface this by just imagining, just asking you and the listeners to imagine if there was an article written in the paper of record about your behavior that contained the phrase, it was affecting his bladder. Just imagine that, the shit you've done in your life, it gets put out on blast in the New York Times like this. Because
they brought me pooping my pants in the Gentleman's Quarterly.
That's very true.
So I know exactly how Elon feels right now. It's tough to be some of the most famous people in the world and important people in the world. It seems like he's lost his mind. This gentleman.
Yeah, it says, as Elon Musk became one of Donald J. Trump's closest allies last year, leading raucous rallies and donating about $275 million to help him win the presidency, he was also using drugs far more intensely than previously known, according to people familiar with his activities. Mr. Musk's drug consumption went well beyond occasional use. He told people he was taking so much ketamine, a powerful anesthetic, that it was affecting his bladder, a known effect of chronic use. He took ecstasy and psychedelic mushrooms, and he traveled with a daily medication box that held about 20 pills, including ones with the markings of the stimulant Adderall.
That's the most insane part, the ecstasy thing. It's like, I figure that everyone with that kind of nation state wealth has a former Marine or someone whose job is to source drugs for them. He's doing 200 milligrams of just incredibly pure MDMA with a 75 milligram parachute.
Yeah.
And he's pulsating so hard, the floor is shaking.
He's at a cuddle.
All the lights and sounds are just completely enrapturing. But he's at CPAC, and the guy he has to go up to is David Clark. It's so, holy shit. Bad Roll does not even, it does not even describe the half of it.
It's so tech Burning Man. To think that drugs make you smart, right? Drugs are for getting fucked up. Right? You take drugs because you want to get fucked up. That's what an adult does. But they're it's nerds. It's nerds that are we're we're the jocks. And
I'm working ketamine, ecstasy, and acid into my daily stack.
Every person I have ever known who's I need to like realign my life, but I'm going to do LSD and I'm going to figure out what I really want to do.
Yeah.
To a person, their lives have been ruined. I don't know a single person who that has gone well for. And that's all of these guys. These guys they all like microdose everything because they.
Well, it seems like Elon is macro dosing. I mean, have you seen him recently?
Yeah. Well,
he had a black eye in the White House the other day, and he said it was because his kid punched him.
Yeah, his behavior is terrible. But he'll just go to rehab and then be rich again, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think he's so rich he doesn't even have to go to rehab. I think he can just keep doing
who's
drugs.
going to tell him to go to rehab?
Stupid. It's like he isn't the richest guy in the world. Like probably Putin and MBS are, right? But they don't care.
I mean,
about
at that
being
level,
on the
it
list.
sort of doesn't matter.
Well, what I'm saying is they don't care about being on the list. It's like the same reason like he still posts stuff like memes and stuff. It's like if I was him, I'd be a ghost. I wouldn't be going on the Come Down subreddit and like defending myself. Like seeing someone at that level it's like LeBron. LeBron embarrasses himself all the time, and there's like a palatable like vulnerability there that's just be the richest guy in the world. Like just shut up. Like can you stop legalizing comedy? Like stop it.
He's still like bitching about people like complaining about the Nazi salute. Like if you'll get his tweets just like pumped into your feed, whether you follow him or not. And I get like 3 things a day where he's retweeting people like showing, Cory Booker.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Like, it's like you're still fucking talking about that. Like,
well, I mean, like that goes to show that they got him. I mean, he absolutely was a Nazi.
Reading
salute.
the comments. He's still reading comments.
I mean, Elon Musk is by the standards of like, I don't know, American or, mainstream culture is someone who is like on record being more sympathetic to Hitler than the average person. So that when he does a salute like that, let's just say it gets less of the benefit of the doubt than when Cory Booker does. But it's actually Cory Booker's a great example because he's also a Nazi.
Well, is he?
No, I'm just kidding.
I thought he's from New Jersey.
But like, I mean, neither here nor there. The point is that he's still like looking for people who are defending him.
No,
on that
he thought it was going to be a dope meme. And then people were like, "That's crazy." It's the inauguration. And he's like, I am the meme. I'm the meme man. I am meme. It's the same as LeBron, to be honest with you. Like LeBron gets caught lying all the time, and it's just like it hurts to actually watch. But like this guy is just so desperate to be seen as funny, which is just be rich. Rich used to mean that you like, I don't know, do a satanic blood ritual, like have a little class. Like, yeah, read like an ancient tome, do some fucking like Ninth Gate type of shit. Yeah, like torture a baby or something.
Yeah, like
just shut up about me, like the meme man. I am meme. It stinks.
JP Morgan would beat people with his cane if they took a picture of his face. Like it just
Can you imagine getting sent to Auschwitz too by a guy that's like, I has cheeseburger? It would be worse. It would be worse than the Holocaust. It literally would.
It says here, Mr. Musk has described some of his mental health issues in interviews and on social media, saying in one post that he felt great highs, terrible lows, and unrelenting stress. He has denounced traditional therapy and antidepressants. I love that he's denouncing traditional therapy and antidepressants as he takes ketamine so much that he's pissing his pants.
This is how they treated you for like depression in 1870.
This is how they treated Rosemary Kennedy for depression is what he's doing with the holes he's putting in his fucking brain.
I wonder how in a room how Trump was handling it. Because he's famously a teetotaler.
Listen to this. It says here, he plays video games for hours on end. He struggles with binge eating.
He lied about being the best. Diablo or whatever.
Okay.
It says he struggles with binge eating, according to people familiar with his habits, and takes weight loss medication. And he posts day and night on his social media platform X. Now, do you remember a couple of weeks ago where Trump made reference to like an unnamed billionaire he's friends with who's on the Ozempic?
Oh,
and he was like, he was like, it's not working for him. He's a very neurotic guy, very successful. So but I said, whatever you're taking, it's not working. I mean, like he was absolutely talking about Musk there.
Oh, wow.
Elon, it briefly worked for him, and he debuted a new wardrobe that was really, it was like Fallout inspired. That was when he said he had the famous, like, go fuck yourself.
At
quote.
CPAC, he was wearing a shirt that was like just chilling and side questing or something.
Right. He's right. That
Jesus.
the CPAC thing, I think, was one of the most disgraceful events in American history because literally that afternoon, Grimes added him and was like, "Your son is dying," and then he came out there wearing like a Target soda T-shirt and was like, "Who's ready to laugh?"
Mr. Musk had been using ketamine often, sometimes daily, and mixing it with other drugs, according to people familiar with his consumption. The line between medical use and recreation was blurry, troubling some people close to him. He also took ecstasy and psychedelic mushrooms at private gatherings across the United States and on at least one other country, according to those who attended the events. On October 5th, he appeared with Mr. Trump at a rally for the first time, bouncing up and down around the candidate. That evening, Mr. Musk shared his excitement with a person close to him. "I'm feeling more optimistic after tonight," he wrote in a text message. "Tomorrow we unleash the anomaly in the Matrix. This is not something on the chessboard, so they will be quite surprised," Mr. Musk added about an hour later. "Lasers from space." I don't get what that last thing, lasers from space, is I'm referring to, but
I don't know. It's probably a thing. It's probably a real thing.
it's something that he has access to.
It was probably like a video where him and Trump are edited into 300.
Laser cats from space. Yeah. He's so like Homestar Runner coded. Nerds who get bad grades. Do you remember those guys? They weren't
Yeah.
even, they didn't even get good grades. They were just losers.
Right. You thought they had some academic prowess because they were wearing like socks that went right below their knees.
Yeah, they got F's.
But no, they weren't
Yeah.
good at anything.
Yeah, they stunk.
Right. It was like guys who were autistic, but they were autistic for like Clive Cussler novels.
Well, the thought I had reading this article, Adam, to your point, the thought I had reading this article is that, like, I want to become straight edge now. Like, I think I'm giving up drugs after reading this shit. Because,
He should talk
I didn't think it was possible to make taking ecstasy and mushrooms uncool, but apparently Elon has done it, and I guess for that I thank him for my sobriety.
Oh, come on, dude. He's not poser dirtbag, dude. We're real dirtbag. We can't lose who we are. What do you mean? Just he wants to appropriate our lifestyle as dirt bags? No. He should talk to Chief Keef, because I always thought Chief Keef was like a little bit like
Fuck rehab.
No. I saw that. Did you see that interview with him?
Yeah, he's autistic.
No, he's normal. He was just like, yeah, I just had to get out of like Chicago. He's like, I moved to LA, and yeah. He's like a normal guy.
But
I always thought he was like a freak.
He is autistic.
Yeah, but he was on drugs the whole time. Yeah, of course, everyone's autistic. It's,
No, but like I mean in like the actual set, like he was like diagnosed. It wasn't this thing where someone just goes, "Oh, I love Wikipedia. I must have autism."
Well, he just seems like a nice gentleman now.
No, yeah,
he's like he's off of whatever the crap he was on, and now he's like, yeah, I moved to LA, and yeah, it's just I can't. Yeah, it was too crazy. Chicago. I hated being sober. Yeah, he's just regular now. Maybe Musk can be. I mean, I don't know. Like what?
Maybe he should move. Maybe Elon Musk should move to Chicago and become a drill rapper.
He's just like, yeah, he's just doing too many drugs. I mean, like, yeah, it's out of control, everything. But like, I don't know. I really do wonder how Trump. It must have been like Tony seeing AJ on AIM Messenger.
Yeah.
What was Trump making with like I am the meme man, like I am meme destroyer of planet, like can you imagine Trump listening to that kind of gibberish of like a man who's like fucked up on drugs? He must have been like, I don't know what the fuck this gay shit is that you're sorry Chris again, I gotta stop. I have a career now, guys. Are you gonna take my career seriously?
Oh, we're having you on the show, Adam.
What do you mean? You let me on the show when I was a nothing. You people are my day ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And
my day two is Steiny. I mean, I don't know.
Adam, we're getting to the end of the episode. So, in light of your career, can you give us a preview? I mean, like I saw the Anthony Weiner interview got written up in the New York Post.
Did it?
Did you see that? Yeah, it did.
Oh my God, what an honor. On page 6 or just regular Post?
No, there's a regular New York Post article. It says, this guy just can't stop talking about sex. Disgraced ex-congressman Anthony Weiner joked that women are crazy about me and riffed about his sexting scandal during a spirited interview as he seeks a political comeback by running for New York City Council seat. For sure, my God, They're crazy about me. Women are crazy about me, said the registered sex offender when podcast host Adam Friedland asked if women find powerful men, such as politicians, attractive.
Yeah, I mean, those. Yeah, he said that. I guess I don't know. It's like it's interesting, like why this guy is like still wants to enter public life, and I think I kind of as I talked to him, like got an impression that he kind of learned the backroom aspect of politics, right? He like learned from Schumer, like the like maneuvering, the Frank Underwood, like the I Claudius part.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he has
yeah.
like no kind of concept of like the representative democracy aspect. I think in his mind, he's like, I'm the best. Why won't they give it to me? I deserve it,
Right.
you know. And it's
So he's like delusional. He thinks this could be like a stepladder to a
he thinks that
congressional
he's
run.
the best at like operating and maneuvering in at the game.
Well, like clearly
he
not.
thinks he's the best at the game. Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean,
Think about all the pedophiles in Congress who like never even get arrested.
Well, I tried to throw him a bone with that too. I was like, listen, you were the first, dick scandal, because Twitter was new. I was like, Matt Gaetz fucked a kid. You know, it's like it wouldn't even be top 1,000 news stories. You know, and he's like, whatever. You know, my name was Weena. It was slow news cycle. It's the same. I really think it's interesting.
Oh yeah, no, it's the same thing everyone does. I would have won if all the conditions that made me lose weren't there.
Yeah. But yeah, it's funny. So one of my employees told me that people think that the DNC sent him here because they want him back. which is like I can assure you guys they most certainly don't. Like everyone is he's rubbed everyone the wrong way in power in that party. So if anything, Will, you should support him. You know, he's
Yeah. He's molested a lot of Democrats.
But genuinely speaking, I try to figure out what kind of guy it is beforehand, and I couldn't get a read on him. And I think that it's just like he's so about the game that it's kind of like stripped a kind of like a soul away in many moments. I had that impression. I mean, he yelled at me because I said he seems more like a Yankee fan than a Met fan. He got furious. I mean, like from the jump, he started yelling at me, which was awesome. I really enjoyed it, but I don't know. I'm having fun with it though, and I appreciate you guys letting me come on. And Felix, I'm sorry again that I did whatever it was that you.
Well, whatever it was.
I was in Stavi's world before this, and now I'm in.
Was that a surprise? Did he like wake you up and kidnap you?
Who, Stav?
Like, okay, already being late, fine, but
I was in a car coming back from Queens, and
you couldn't get water when you walked in the fucking door.
No, because I wanted to turn on the computer so I could get on the thing faster. Oh no, I'm 100% innocent in this respect, but it's your show, and I don't want to upstage you. I'm but a guest, and you know I don't. This is this is not what I would call Southern hospitality. One of your best friends is hanging out with you in front of millions of people right now online. No, I'm just kidding, guys. It's so fun to do the show with you guys. I hate podcasting, and it's only fun when I do it with you fine gentlemen, because we're the last vanguard of sanity and rationality in this crazy world.
We're all, Adam. We're all you, I, Felix, Chris. We are all gooners for life.
I told my girlfriend the other day, I was like, I think I'm probably I'm gonna have to fucking run for president at a certain point. I'm like, I think who the fuck else is gonna do it? Like as like a joke. And she was like, I don't want to be with a president. She said, with a president.
Wait, you're saying she doesn't? You're saying she doesn't want to be first lady? If that were on offer,
I don't want to be with a president. A president really bothered me. But second of all,
like Grover Cleveland is on offer for her.
No, it was like what? But now it's what? Oh, you won't let me be the president? Now spiteful. I'm going to do a spite run just because I'm like marginally upset about my girlfriend not laughing at a non-funny joke that admittedly that I told, but no. Yeah, so now I'm probably going to have to do it, dude. Who else is going to do it? I asked Felix multiple times that I would Steve Bannon him, but you know, I'm just going to have to do it my goddamn self.
Well, you got the message
about running like a single issue campaign where
Israel.
I would just like, yeah, where
Defend
I would just
Israel.
Like, I would just draw aggro of the ADL. Like I would run for Senate in Nebraska or something, and my ads would just be like the same logo every time, an American flag, and then you see a Star of David burning through it, and then the snake's head pops out. Like just so like
an anti-Semitic Jew campaign would be incredible.
I'm not even talking about my opponent. I'm just like running ads about like the USS Liberty, and it would just purely to like draw the aggro of the Israel lobby. I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to sop up resources. So
yeah, the DNC
they don't like support more like doctors.
Yeah. Listen, folks, I'm a Jew and I know them better than anyone else, and we used to be sneakier. What the hell are these fools even doing?
I've been to the meetings. They don't have your best interests in mind. I've talked to the European Council of Rabbis that Justin Bieber had to apologize to.
They definitely
They're laughing at you.
They definitely hit up like Benson Boone to like attract men. They're like that absolutely. Actually, I was saying that half kidding. They definitely hit up the flip guy, the guy that does flips.
Oh, who hit him up?
The DNC. We need to connect with young men. Benson Boone. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar.
Yeah, no, he does flips. That's
worst. I know who you're talking about.
They're approaching the worst. Yeah, they're like, we got to bring Randy Rainbow back.
Oh yes.
Well, did they do something with Benson Boone?
I just imagine they would or have. But Randy where is he at nowadays? I gotta have him on TAFS.
Randy Rainbow is still touring.
Is he crushing?
I mean,
he just sold out a concert of 3 million people in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Shut up.
If you go to the global south, his songs mean a different thing.
Yeah, he's like a Rage Against the Machine. He's huge down there.
Like, and Ansura Law actually loves Randy Rainbow.
Dude,
he actually spoke at their last conference.
His songs were so good. His Cuomo sexuality songs were incredible. I thought he was straight.
Well, you may have another. Well, look, I mean, if Andrew Cuomo becomes mayor of New York, maybe Randy could be like his press secretary or official sort of bard.
I've heard he may need one. I've heard that Cuomo is Bidening, like he's sundowning, and that's why like they won't let him talk to any media.
He's doing.
Adam, you should ask Chris.
I'm going on News Nation on Thursday. By the way, I'm going on Chris's show on channel 1070 million, whatever he's on. News Nation.
God. Yeah, what distributor carries News Nation?
Israel.
Yeah, obviously.
What was the Israel channel that we all did?
I didn't do it. You guys did it.
Oh,
I didn't do it.
Your hands are clean.
Well, yeah.
Who did it? Virgil? Matt?
Virgil and Matt. Virgil and Matt did it.
Yeah.
So sick, dude. I love it. Yeah, that was the worst. That was the most. Honestly, I've done a lot of embarrassing things. That was the most embarrassing thing I've ever. The makeup artist made me look like a muñeca. I look like a Mexican 11-year-old girl. I look like I was having my
quinceañera.
Yeah. I was just wearing blush. I look like an American Girl doll, and I was like, young Jews are having problems with the Zionists. Yeah, I swore that was going to be the last time I'd try to be smart in public, but now I had to now I have to go back to the old me.
All right, Adam Friedland. The show is the Adam Friedland Show. Let's leave it there for today, boys. Adam, once again, thanks
Felix,
so much.
You want to do another hour? We have to patch things up. You want to go to dinner? You want to get a sandwich?
What, like now?
Well, I'm really thirsty. I wasn't allowed to have water.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Fuck up.
I love you, boys. I appreciate it. Check out the show.
All right, the Adam Friedland Show season 2 is now on YouTube.
Thank you so much.
All right, and also buy our t-shirts at chapostraphouse.store.